Music has a way of bottling our memories and storing them to be opened up at a later date. The potent power of a song to transport you into a memory or a feeling or a rite of passage. I can pinpoint moments in my life that are directly linked to certain songs, and it's almost better than keeping a diary because words can't describe the way emotions, memories and music mix together and settle inside our bodies. As a child of the 80s, I was deeply enamored with the female pop icons, but also deeply confused by some of the lyrical content. Madonna's Papa Don't Preach takes me back to dancing on the lawn and wondering just how complicated it can be to one day be a woman. Everyone has a memory related to Cyndi Lauper's Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Mine is looking in the mirror, stuffing my bra and pulling the poses that apparently girls made when they were just having fun. When I was 12, my dad gave me a Billie Holiday CD. He's a jazz musician and evidently felt that I needed to expand my musical horizons. So now, her mournful voice and the other ladies at jazz remind me of the comfort of family. I also raided my mum's record collection and put the early Beatles albums on cassette tape. Picture me riding my bike, listening to Love Me Do on my Sony Walkman. Pure happiness, and it always will be when I hear this song. Now, I'm not an audio scientist. I don't know why music stores memory, although, according to a study by BMC Neuroscience, musical sounds unfold over time, and it is therefore necessary for the auditory system to integrate the sequentially ordered sounds into a coherent musical perception, and this series to parallel transformation can be considered a working mechanism of memory, which temporarily stores auditory units and combines them into a single perception. So, does that explain why I get the tingles when I hear Lenny Kravitz sing Fields of Joy? Or Diamonds and Pearls by Prince? Why do I shiver when I hear Jim Morrison sing Riders on the Storm? Okay, maybe these examples have a little something to do with puberty and my sexual awakening, but does that explain why the candle flame in my friend's room rose super high every time Jim whispered, "Riders on the Storm," until we set fire to her curtains? Another rite of passage in a young Aussie's life is heading off overseas backpacking. I was accompanied on my Eurail adventure by late 90s true pop icons like Massive Attack and Portishead. But the most potent for me is Bjork. When I hear those songs, her album Homogenic is directly linked for me to walking the streets of Berlin and deciding that I wanted to be there so badly that I came home and added German to my fine arts degree. Dankeschön, Bjork. Of course, music can hold painful memories too. I can't hear the Billy Idol song White Wedding without thinking about a doomed romance I had whilst acting in a play that was set in the 1980s, and the sad truth that that boy went on to commit suicide a few years later. I completely ruined the Portishead album Dummy by having it on my birthing playlist in what ended up being 40 very painful hours of labour. It can also be hard to separate the trauma of the artist from the music. I absolutely love Amy Winehouse and found her to be a huge inspiration, but after what happened to her, I can't hear her songs without feeling sad and angry, especially those about drug abuse and depression. It's almost like there's these ghosts from your past hiding in song form, just waiting to pull you back into your memories. It can be intense, but it can also be really wonderful. I'm lucky enough to have the rarefied experience of having created some of the songs that hold people's memories. I've had people describe to me the rites of passage of their life and how they're linked to my songs. And when they hear those old songs, they're taken back into their own memories. It blows my mind. One of my songs, Trouble Is a Friend, took on a life of its own in certain countries, and there's videos of people singing this song at the top of their lungs, no idea who I am or where I come from, just what that song makes them think of in their own life. And one of my songs has a recording of my actual heartbeat, so I feel like this connection between me and the listener is quite physical. All in all, I am grateful for music, both as a maker and as a listener. But But if you're like me and you don't always feel like being visited by the ghosts of the past, there is so much good new music out there. Just jump online, let the algorithm guide you, and find the soundtrack to your new memories. Thank you.